LensGo AI. That's a URL to a website for the LensGo AI toolset. And this is their page on X. And from this page, you can get that they have some pretty interesting AI tools, including this one, Style Transfer, which is awesome. So I saw a lot of these things on their page and from the X community. And I also got into their Creative Partner program, so naturally I wanted to do a review. Let's do that. Upon getting to the website, they had tons of interesting stuff. There was a beautiful girl and a rapping Vincent Van Gogh in the same area, and that's pretty amazing. I also noticed that the company had come through and given me 120,000 credits per the Creative Partner Program guidelines, which was equally as cool. And now I'm going to stop talking and hand you to my associate for the review. Alright, so this is my first time in this tool. I have never used this, but I'm excited to try it out and use my Creative Partner status to some good here. Let's start with creating an image, so we can try each one of these tools. I think we'll be able to try all of them. Start with create images. Okay, so we've got a model selector here. It appears there are a few different kinds, different things you can do with the styling of the image. We've also got some different aspect ratios, pretty standard, number of images, text guidance scale, which is how strongly your prompt is weighted, okay? No watermark, private mode, negative prompts. Go ahead and flip some of those on. And let's see how this goes. So they have some prompt suggestions here, which is interesting. I always like to do landscapes. Let's try that. Something super simple here. And we'll make the aspect ratio 16:9, 3 images, weight the prompt at 10, and let's see what happens. Alright, so the images have come back, and these are really not too bad actually. These look good. Yeah, those are quite nice actually. I always say that Midjourney is the best, but this is pretty good for some of the different ones that I've seen. Let's try using one of the styled models with the same prompt. This looks fun. Let's try mosaic style. Looks like you can also weight this, so we'll move it to 50%. Oh my gosh. And we'll do 2 images and leave the rest the same and generate. Note on the interface, this is so far very easy to use, pretty clean. I like that you can reuse the same prompts, copy the prompts. That's all very nice. Okay, mosaic style came back. These do not look like mosaics to me. Not a mosaic expert. There is a styling difference, obviously. Kind of a more cartoon illustrated style. It's possible that I moved the weight down too far, so let's try it with it all the way up. Okay, that looks more like a mosaic. This sort of looks like Legos, actually. That's kind of funny. And that's interesting. So it does what it says it will do. I'm not sure how practical this part of the tool is, or this specific model. Overall, pretty good image generation. Alright, let's take a look at the text to video side. Alright, so same kind of thing. Video duration goes from normal to longer, and that's a little bit ambiguous, but we'll choose longer for now to see what happens. Set some of these parameters. Camera movement. Okay, so they've got some different things you can do with the camera. Not as customizable as Runway, but more customizable than Leonardo. This will be interesting to see what happens. We'll do a zoom in. No watermark, private mode. Leave the model as the real model. And we'll do the same kind of landscape and see what we get here. It appears that there is no video-to-video version in this tool, which I'm sure they'll probably want to implement soon. But right now, as it stands, there is no video-to-video choice. Okay, it's now been about 3 minutes. I'm going to try and do another prompt so we can get another generation going while that one's finishing. We'll do a zebra wandering the desert. I did this for the hyper test. It's just to kind of see how it handles the movement of creatures. Okay, so while that's going, we've got the first image or video generation back. Let's take a look. Okay, so it appears it's 5 seconds in duration, so that's what longer means, I guess. I did not expect this kind of movement. It's interesting. Not super great, not super useful for a lot of use cases that I have. We'll see how it does with the next one. Not sure if this is potentially a style choice, but we will see what happens with this next one. While this next one's creating, I'm going to do a final test with no camera movement and a vehicle to see how it handles that kind of motion. All right, now we will patiently wait. All right, the zebra has come back. Let's take a look at what happens when we hit play. Okay, so there's some interesting things happening here. Again, the motion is this kind of like stop motion style. Interestingly, even though there are some strange things that happen towards the end, it's handling the object preservation pretty well. Yeah, that's very interesting. Again, I'm not sure that this is super useful for my own use cases when making different films and things like that, because it's not smooth motion. But we'll see changing the camera movement, see if that changes how it gets rendered. All right, so we've got the car driving scene back. Let's take a look at what has happened with this rendering. Okay, so this is definitely interesting. I think we've got a few different kinds of vehicles being shown here. Again, we're seeing that kind of stop motion style. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting clip. That's some very fancy driving. All right, and lastly, we're going to look at the style transfer feature, and this seems like the feature that's really the most promising piece of the tool, and what I've seen that's been most impressive from the AI community. So we'll go over to style transfer. We've got the different styles we can transfer to, or you can use a reference image of the style you want to change to. Change area, so all or just the people, editing range, just a few different options, motion quality. So let's go ahead and upload a video. All right, so I'm going to use a clip of an instructional video I'm doing for Midjourney series and see how it handles that. While it's uploading, let's go ahead and choose what type of style we're going to use. I'm going to try the Van Gogh one because that seems awesome. Go ahead and do a few adjustments here as well. Okay. Also, I'm seeing prompt here. So it looks like you can actually prompt what you want the style transfer to be. But we're going to stick with Van Gogh for the purpose of this video. All right, so the video has been uploaded. I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. It says it's expected to finish in 15 minutes, so I'm going to cut here and cut back once it's done. All right, so these generations came back, and these are actually very, very cool. I decided to do two, the Vincent van Gogh and a Pixar animated style. Both of them looked really, really good. And this is actually my favorite part of this tool so far. It's one of the best style transfers that I've seen. And as I said at the beginning of the video, I think it's probably the best part of their tool set. So overall on LensGo, very cool style transfer. That's number one. The image generation, probably number two in the tool set, was pretty good. It's better than some that I've seen and on par with other leading tools. I'm putting video generation at number 3 from the toolset suite. The stop motion-y style is not my personal thing. I've seen people get more smooth animations in some of the things on X, but I was not able to achieve that here. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I think there's some room for improvement on that side. Hope y'all enjoyed this review. Go ahead and try it for yourself, and if you thought the video was interesting, consider subscribing. I will see you in the next one.